Have you ever wanted to collect data from the internet? For example, maybe you wanted to get all the headlines from your favorite news website. Web scraping is a technique for extracting data from websites. It's like copying and pasting, but much faster. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to scrape news headlines using Python. Python is a great language for web scraping because it is easy to learn and has powerful libraries for working with data. We will be using a library called requests to fetch data from websites and BeautifulSoup to extract information from the HTML code. By the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to scrape news headlines from any website in under 10 minutes. Let's get started. Before we start scraping websites, we need to set up our Python environment. If you don't have Python installed, download and install the latest version from the official Python website. Once you have Python installed, we can install the necessary libraries. Open your terminal or command prompt and type pip. Install requests BeautifulSoup 4. This will download and install the requests and BeautifulSoup libraries. These libraries will help us fetch data from websites and extract information from HTML. With these libraries installed, we are ready to start coding our web scraper. Now that our environment is set up, let's write some Python code. First, we need to import the requests library. This library allows us to make HTTP requests to websites. Import requests. Next, we need to define the URL of the website we want to scrape. For this example, let's use the BBC News website URL https://www.bbc.com/news. Now we can use the requests.get function to send a GET request to the URL. This will fetch the HTML content of the web page. Response =requests get URL. The variable response now contains the HTML content of the web page. We can access the content using response. We have the HTML content, but it's just a long string. To extract information, we need to parse the HTML structure. We'll use BeautifulSoup for this. First, import the library from BS4 import BeautifulSoup. Next, create a BeautifulSoup object to parse the HTML soup =BeautifulSoup response text HTML.parser. Now we can easily navigate and search the HTML. For example, to find all the A tags, we can use all_links =soup, find all A. BeautifulSoup makes it much easier to work with HTML structure. Section 5, Extracting News Headlines. With BeautifulSoup, we can target specific HTML elements to extract headlines. Inspect the news website's HTML to identify the tags and classes containing the headlines. Let's assume headlines are within tags with the class headline text. Python headlines =soup.find headline text. This gives us a list of all headline elements. Now we can loop through and extract the text. Python for headline in headlines. This will print each headline cleanly. You've successfully scraped news headlines. Section 6, Error Handling. Sometimes websites change and our scraper might break. To make it robust, we can add error handling. For example, if the website is down, requests.get might raise an exception. We can handle this using a try except block try response =requests get URL. This way, if there's an error fetching the web page, our script won't crash and instead will print an error message. Section 7. Running your web scraper. Save your code as a Python file like, open your terminal, navigate to the directory where you saved the file and run python news_scraper.py. You should see the scraped news headlines printed in your terminal. Section 8. Expanding your project. Congratulations, you've built a basic web scraper. You can expand this project further. For instance, you could scrape additional information like dates, authors, or article summaries along with headlines. You could also store the data by saving the extracted information to a CSV file or a database for later analysis. Another option is to schedule the scraper using tools like Task Scheduler on Windows or cron jobs on Linux or macOS to run your scraper automatically at set intervals. By exploring these possibilities, you can create a powerful tool for collecting and analyzing online data. Section 9, Conclusion. In this tutorial we learned the basics of web scraping with Python. We covered setting up the environment, making HTTP requests, parsing HTML with BeautifulSoup, extracting specific data, and adding error handling. You can now apply these skills to extract data from various websites and use it for your projects. Remember to always respect websites' terms of service and robots.txt files when scraping. Happy scraping!